Hello there, my name is Laju Uren. Welcome to my channel. Here I talk about love, life, and faith. And before we begin, wait first, wait. Don't worry, I've been rushing since. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. It will not cost you anything, but it will mean the world to me and to the content I create. And I know you love my content, that's why you're here. So please subscribe and click on the bell beside the subscription button so you can know when I have new videos coming up. This particular video today is for a niche set of people. Those people that whether they are saying it on the outside or they are saying it on the inside, they are crying, "Help! My wife is having a baby. Help! My wife is pregnant." Or "Help! My wife will soon be pregnant. What do I do? How do I prepare? What role do I take? How do I support?" See, the reason why I found it necessary to teach this is I've realized that the impact of having a new baby or a new pregnancy on a marriage is not properly emphasized. And this is one of the most sensitive times in any marriage. The way you and your wife handle pregnancy, the way you treat her when she's pregnant, the memories you build together can stay with you literally for the rest of your married life. Those early days, those pregnancy days, can make or mar many marriages. And so the reason why I'm talking about this today is not so that you can compare your spouse with spouse A, because I know this video is specifically for men. Ladies might learn one or two things, but I know that many ladies are going to watch it. So I'm starting with this disclaimer. This video was made to help and not to cause wahala. I'm not doing this video so that you and your spouse will start arguing. PL said you should do this and you did not do this. So if you're a lady and you know you're already going to start comparing your husband to, don't watch. And it's paining me to say that because I really need the views, but I want to make sure that in a bid to help couples, this doesn't now become an argument point for you. I'm doing this video for men who really want to know how best to support their wives during pregnancy. That's the purpose of this video. Not to compare husband A to husband B. Please listen to me and hear me very, very well. If you're a lady and you're still watching, you can watch, that's fine. But just remember that you and your spouse have different backgrounds, and many times men of different ages have different backgrounds. There are men whose fathers were never even at home in the first place, talkers of being present to take care of a baby, and so they have that mindset. And you marry that kind of man who is good in a lot of ways, but is not the most domesticated. And he's watching this video, so he's gonna learn stuff by God's grace. And there are some men who just know that they should be domesticated and they should be hands-on, but don't compare your spouse. I mean, that's why I said it. I've said it up to 20 times now because I don't want to cause wahala. This video is just to help guys who want to know how to support their wives while they are pregnant. So, how to support your wife while you're pregnant? Number one, be excited. What did I say? Be excited. Not that they will tell you and say, but we just got married. But we just did once. But I thought you said you were on birth control. What has happened has already happened. Be excited, especially if you didn't have to wait long. Just take it as a blessing. I'm teaching you how to respond from day one. Don't say I didn't help you. Oh. Be excited about the baby. Like, be excited and show that excitement, communicate that excitement. That is so important. The second thing I will tell you is that all pregnancies are different. And my mother had 6 children and she was going to work every day. And she was going to work every day. She was cleaning the house with the 6 children. She was getting pregnant every year. First of all, your mom is already married. So you did not marry your mom. Kudos to your mommy and all that she was able to do. But you have to understand that every pregnancy is different. I'll never forget one of my pregnancies where I seemed quite strong. And on social media, I was doing a lot of work. And someone messaged me and said, some women will look at pregnancy, use pregnancy as an excuse for laziness. But you have given us an example that, I said, hold it. My dear brother, just hold it. Because there was a part of this same pregnancy that I was sleeping on my bed, on bed rest, morning to night. The fact that I'm stronger now does not mean I'm better than the person who has not been working or cannot work or is constantly tired. Please, no two pregnancies are the same. Hey God, I can't even overemphasize that. Even for the same woman, no two pregnancies are the same. My last pregnancy affected this my leg as I'm talking to you. Oh God. Affected my dentition, affected my shoe size. When I got married, I was a 39.5. Now I have shoes that are 42. I have shoes that are 41. I don't even think my 40 can size me. So with every pregnancy, something is changing. Hey God. Please, no two pregnancies are the same. The fact that you know someone on social media that is energetic, or your sister or your friend's wife is so energetic during her pregnancy, and your wife might not be the same way, does not mean that your wife is lazy. Like, her body is literally working by raising a child, by just nurturing a child. So in one day she has made maybe one eye, one ear. She might even need to take time off work depending on the health of the pregnancy. And you might say, I'm the only one working. My brother, you're not the only one working, you're just doing a different kind of work. So one thing that will really help you is to reorient yourself and adjust your mindsets. Please, this is very, very important. You want to be careful with your choice of words. You want to be careful with your expectations. You want to be careful with the things you say. The truth is, if you married a lazy person, you already know before the person got pregnant. So if you find that in pregnancy, this person is not who they used to be, don't just say this person is pregnant, but they are not, this other person is pregnant, but they're not behaving like this. Just understand that pregnancy takes a toll on a woman, and just be understanding. You might say, what about me? What about me? The truth is, no matter what you are going through, and I don't mean to sound funny, it's nothing compared to your body raising a child. So this isn't something that she should go through alone. This is something that you should go through together. Together. Don't just assume that when your wife asks for favors in pregnancy, she's just trying to control you, just trying to manipulate you. Know that she really needs you to be there for her. And the memories and the way you treat her now are memories that she will carry into life, right? Another thing I'll say is, when your wife is pregnant, pray. Don't wait until she's already in the labor room before you pray. When your wife is pregnant, start praying. Start praying for her. Start praying for the baby. The truth is that in many places around the world, maternal mortality, maybe maternal mortality, maternal mortality has dropped, but there are still cases where women pass from childbirth. And I'm praying for every pregnant woman watching this, and for every spouse to a pregnant woman watching this, that you will not lose your spouses in the name of Jesus, right? But I would say this: pray for your spouse. Like, lay hands on Atomi and pray for her. Um, lay hands on her and pray for her. There are some men who are so excited about the baby, but not as excited about their wife. So when the baby is born, two things happen. One, the baby is himself or herself is born, but a new mother is also born. And many times, there is a nurturing of the new baby, but there isn't always a nurturing of the new mother. So I'm still going to talk about that, what to do when baby comes. But like I said, pray for your spouse. Very, very important. Um, when your wife is pregnant, find out how you can support. So ask her, what can I do to support you in this pregnancy? Ask. That's one of the easiest ways to, like, make things easy, just by simply asking, what do you need and how can I support you? And because you are not the one who is carrying the baby in your womb, doesn't mean that you should live your life as if you are not expecting. So do everything that you can, because she's doing something that you cannot. Let me put it that way. So support, very, very important. I'm not saying that you must do every single thing in the world. Do you understand? But I'm saying, make that extra additional effort to support. When your wife is pregnant, be kind. Me, I don't tolerate what do they call it? Slapping or beating one's spouse, domestic violence in any form. But I feel like it's extra annoying when you are beating a woman that is pregnant. Like, you should not even do it at all. But when you now do it, like, it's not even allowed at all in the first place. But when you now do it to a woman who's expecting a baby, I feel like you have really deep issues, because it's I feel like it's the most dehumanizing thing, where you you are carrying a culture of violence, and you are unleashing it not just on this generation, but on the generation you are about to birth. So if you have issues with anger, now is a good time to put those things in check. Now is a good time to get counseling. Now is a good time to get help. Now is a good time to report yourself to your mentor. But don't lay your hands on anybody, and don't lay your hands on a pregnant woman. Very, very important. So be extra kind, kind with your words, kind with your time, and pamper that woman. Like, pamper her. If your wife is pregnant, pamper her. When your wife is pregnant, what else should you do? Be knowledgeable. Okay, what week in the pregnancy are we? Google is your friend. There are even apps that can help you. What happens at week 6? What happens at week 8? Be knowledgeable. When are her when are her hospital appointments? When are her appointments? What should you do when she's in labor? Have you even bothered to research it? Right? What are the risks involved? What hospital is she using? When your wife is pregnant, be knowledgeable. So do all the research. If you notice her feet are swollen, Google it. What can we do to avoid swollen feet? Don't just say, don't eat this, don't eat that. Actual, not my mother said, don't eat this, don't eat that. But when your wife is pregnant, do actual research so you can be of actual help both for her and the baby. All right. And then another thing I would say is when your wife is pregnant, prepare. So it's beyond just the pregnancy season. You are about to be a father. What does fatherhood entail? What books have you written? I think it's so weird that when you want to do things that have to do with your career, you're studying, trying to make sure everything is at par. But when it comes to parenting or marriage, many times, men especially, just expect to wing it. Prepare, read the books, ask your friends who are good fathers. If you've had a good experience with your dad, ask him questions. If you haven't had a good experience with your dad, ask yourself questions. What things did my father do that I can do differently? Discuss with your wife. How do we want to raise these children? Find out about vaccination, about schools, about the kind of parenting style you want to have. Learn how to change diapers. Watch videos how to change diapers, how to bathe baby. You might not be the primary caregiver, maybe because of work when your wife is on maternity leave, but it does not hurt. In fact, it helps both you as a parent and your marriage to learn to be hands-on. So be knowledgeable. Be knowledgeable about if your wife has a condition related to her pregnancy. Know about it. Know about it. And don't just ask her, because you asking her means you're not really taking initiative. Don't just ask her, okay, what? Go and ask the doctor as well. Use Google. Google is your friend, right? I would also say this: if your wife is pregnant, be present. If she's going on walks, as much as you possibly can, go on walks with her. If she's refusing to eat, me, I don't know how women that me every pregnancy I had a great appetite. I used to eat very well. Like, God is good, glory. And I didn't used to have body sickness, right? But I had like other symptoms, right? But is she eating well in this pregnancy? What is she eating? What's she craving? Right? Oh my god. I remember my last pregnancy, there were times when my husband just say, would just send me money for my cravings. And I'm craving pizza, I'm craving jollof rice. Oh, I miss those days. Oh my god. But really, just make sure that you are present. Make sure that you are present. So take initiative to be knowledgeable, but also be present. Also be present. Be present for the antenatal sessions. Stop comparing yourself to the other guys that are not there, because what you are trying to build in your marriage is different, right? So be present for the antenatal sessions. Um, if the hospitals are allowed, and I'm hoping you choose the hospital that's allowed, be present in the labor room. And when you are present in the labor room, you are not there to judge, you are there to support. So when you are present in the labor room, just be there to support. I saw a post one time where the in-laws were saying they also wanted to be in the labor room, and the wife was like, I don't want my in-laws there, and the husband was like, no, they're my parents, they must be there. See, now your parents are extended family. And while your wife should respect your parents and you should continue to love and respect your parents, also understand what your spouse's boundaries are when dealing with hospital staff, because some hospital staff can be funny. they will speak to your wife in a particular way, maybe when she's delivering. You must have that balance between keeping your cool and putting your foot down and making sure that you protect her. So being present is one thing, to be present, another thing to be present to make sure that you are protecting this person. If someone is in pain, just make excuses for them. Don't say that's how you were in the labor room and you were shouting at me. You're shouting at me in the labor room. This person is in pain. This is an extenuating circumstance. So make excuses for them. But be present and still be prayerful even when the delivery is going on. Um when your wife is pregnant or when she's expecting, listen to the doctors. Don't allow your spouse to be laboring and the labor is not progressing, and because they told you that Igbo women don't deliver via CS, you now allow this woman to go through undue torture, risk her life and the life of that child. That you don't want to see the child because they gave birth to the child through CS. Better educate yourself so you don't lose your family one way or the other. So have those boundaries. Um, Sometimes you might need to protect your wife from family. Sometimes it might be from medical staff that is just badly trained. Um, but have those boundaries. Be present. Be on your spouse's side. Hold their hand. Encourage them. Be there for them. It's a season, and so when you go through seasons like that, make up your mind, I'm going to do my very best. Right? Make up your mind that you're going to do your very best to the best of your ability and even beyond. Because in this season, too, your wife is stretching herself to the best of her ability and beyond. The same way you've not been a father before, it's the same way she has not been a mother before. So remember, this is something that's happening to the two of you, not just her. So don't always find an excuse to just chicken out of situations, but really be there and really be present. And see, trust me, the way you handle seasons like this will help you throughout the course of your marriage going forward, right? So be present for your wife. And while you're present, pray. Your wife is pregnant, please save. Please save. When we realized we were pregnant with my first daughter, my first biological daughter, the moment we realized we were pregnant, like, so they're saving. Saving, saving, saving. We saved for a vaginal birth because like we couldn't really afford to save for ACS. So when I was pushing the baby and the baby did not want to come out, and the doctor was like, "We'll just do CS for you." I said in my mind, I was like, eh. So I gathered all my strength and I pushed. Although my last baby was a CS, so there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just giving an example of what happened with my first, right? So that was how I pushed her out. But then we're able to cover our medical bills. I think the only reason why we now found ourselves needing more financial support was she was jaundiced. So our parents now stepped in to help us with her phototherapy and everything. But the initial hospital costs were in our early 20s at that time, I believe, or mid 20s. I think early 20s. I was 25, I think, when I had her, if I'm not mistaken. And my husband was happy. I can't remember, early to mid 20s or 20s, early to mid 20s, right? But at least we're able to kind of save up for the major things that needed to be done, cutting our cloth according to our size. So I know you want to do baby photo shoots, but if you don't have enough money saved for medical bills, if you don't have enough money saved for baby things, for taking care of the house when baby comes, because apart from baby's expenses, the additional expenses that are as a result of baby. When it was just two of you, you were not putting on gem money tonight. But then it's when you give birth to your baby that's when NEPA will start misbehaving. So all those additional costs, learn to plan for them and save for them so that your family is safe, right? Your family is safe when they finally come home or when your baby arrives, right? If your wife is pregnant, this is a good time to be patient and understanding. Sex in marriage and sex in pregnancy takes different forms. There are some women that are ready to go. There are some women that are not feeling well enough at all, right? The reason why she got pregnant in the first place is most likely because you guys were having sex. So the because she's the one now now carrying the fruits of that labor does not mean you should not also be understanding. So Whatever you want to do with that information, do with it. In most healthy pregnancies, right? Sex is okay, sex is allowed. Check with your doctor. But there are also like emotional and psychological aspects to this thing. So if you're a woman and you are pregnant and you have a go ahead from your doctor, please try and show up in the other room as much as you possibly can. But if you're a man who also has a pregnant wife, also try and be understanding. And there's some men too, their own is the other way where they feel they will hurt the baby, even after doctor has warned you. You know, like doctor has warned you that, or the doctor has told you that nothing will happen to the baby. So just make sure that you're doing not just what works for you as an individual, but what works for the marriage and what works for the home. And then when your baby is on his or her way, be present with your spouse. Be present. See, one of the most dangerous things anybody can do is give birth. So you want to be present. You want it to show that you are there for this person. And then even after the baby comes, it's not like in the movies where once baby comes, all the pain is forgotten. It's not. If you did a CS birth, recovery can be very, very interesting. Even for a normal vaginal birth, recovery can be a lot. So you want to make sure that you are there for this person through thick and thin, because they will remember. They will remember how you treated them. Don't just be there for the baby, be there for the mother. Don't just be there for the mother, be there for the baby as well. I think one thing my mother-in-law has always done every time she comes into the delivery room after I've had my babies, she looks out for me first. She says, "How are you? Are you okay? What do you need?" She always, thank you, mommy, I love you. Of course, both my moms are awesome, but she always watches for me first. She sometimes she'll even gist with me first for and I say, "See, baby, say I'm coming, I'm coming." So just really learning to prioritize the mother will go a long way. Not because of course everybody's going to prioritize baby, so there's no it's not a competition, but really just learning, right, that it's not just the baby that is born, a mom is also born, and appreciating her for that. And then after your baby is born, what are your baby's vaccination days? Is a boy, does he need to be immunized? Know those things. Make it a point of duty to know those things and to be as hands-on as possible. um for some of you, you're going to be in situations where you have in-laws helping you, maybe moms or housekeepers or aunties or sisters, and that's beautiful. But even if you have everybody helping you, there's just something about the kind of help that comes from the father of the child trying to be as hands-on as possible, both for his baby and for his wife. But in situations where maybe you guys, especially for those of you who are out of the country, God, you guys are just God will help you and you guys are amazing. But in situations where it's just you and your wife, don't just disappear. If you disappear and you leave someone that is recovering with the child, like how I don't have words. I don't have words. So if it's just both of you, you need to step up. You need to step up. This woman needs to rest. She needs to sleep. Don't just carry baby for 5 minutes and then leave the baby with her for hours or 30 minutes, take picture and post and go. No. Show up, be hands-on so that she doesn't feel traumatized as a result of this new experience. That should be a joy to both of you. And then another thing I'll say is help without complaining. Like I can't even emphasize this one enough. What needs to be done, do it without complaining. Do it without complaining. Um, of course, appreciation is very, very important. So it's okay, more than okay if your wife appreciates you. Me, I don't see anything wrong with telling one spouse, "Thank you for doing this. Thank you for washing plates. Thank you for changing diapers. Thank you." I don't say anything because when I go to a restaurant and the person that is paid to give me food serves me, I still say thank you. So there's nothing wrong with that. But also learning to appreciate your wife as well, I think is so important. Don't assume that what you do is a favor and what she does is a duty. So learn to appreciate your wife as well. Be kind with your words. The truth is that our body might not go back to normal for a while. So there still needs to be patience, there needs to be kindness, there needs to be that support. There's nothing as romantic as support, like knowing you can depend on this partner. It's one of the most romantic things, and it will do wonders. It will do wonders for your marriage. I know that many times a man's maternity leave might not be as long as a woman, but if you can afford to get maternity leave, take it, even if it's for a short period of time. And when you take it, really be present. And even after maternity leave is over, when you're off work, we know you come back home, you're tired, but this woman has also been with baby all day. So also try and chip in as much as possible while balancing what you need to do. If you're a man, you need to know that on behalf of your wife, on behalf of your wives, all the men watching this, we see you, we appreciate what you do. But the reason why I really wanted to do this video is I've seen this thing, I've counseled couples, I've seen it over and over again where the woman is pregnant or she just had a baby and the marriage is almost in shambles because this man has not taken time to learn what he needs to do or what needs to be done. So your family is growing as a result of this. So see it as something that is happening to both of you. And in the midst of all this, be romantic, tell your wife she's beautiful, encourage her and let her know that she's going to make a great mom. Don't put unnecessary pressure on her. If for some reason breast milk is not coming out, don't make her feel like she's a failure. If for some reason she needs to rest even more, don't make her feel like she's a failure. Just really be there for her. Your marriage will thank you. Your marriage will thank you. And then learn to be as hands-on as possible. The truth is that some men will be more hands-on than some others. But whatever level on the spectrum you are, the important thing is that you make that effort and that you treat the mother of your child as someone that is worth your value, worth the sacrifice. Okay, so if you're a man here, we see you, we appreciate you. And if you've learned something from this video, please put something in the comments to encourage other men, right? And if you are a man watching this and you already know what to do when your wife is pregnant, don't hoard that information. If there are other men in your circle, don't like normally you're very hands-on, you take care of baby, but when your guys come, you now form, I don't do such. If we're really gonna get rid of that brand of toxic masculinity where you see it as weakness to be there for your family, we're going to need men. We're going to need men to arise and just really help us address this because your women need you. They need you to be the husbands, they need you to be the fathers, they need you to be we need to see that empathetic side of you that we know you have. And we don't just need to see it once or twice, we need to see it consistently. So make a culture of constantly being there for your pregnant wife. I hope this video helps. I don't know. I for some reason I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be one of my most popular videos. I think I'm gonna find out because I feel like it's for a niche set of people. But I feel like it was really necessary. I've heard things, I've seen things. I feel it was really necessary that I handle this. You need to also understand that for a pregnant woman, the hormones affect her emotions. So if she cries easily or she's easily emotional, don't just assume that it's the devil or she's out to get you. There's an emotional aspect to this. And you might say, well, my friend's wife that is pregnant is not behaving like this. It's true, some people are badly behaved, right? But also understand the hormonal aspect of this. Do more research on this. Find out. You Google things that are important to you. How about you research on things that relate to pregnancy and to your wife? Treat her with patience, treat her with understanding. And in disagreements, it's more than okay to make your voice heard and to say the things that you might not be happy with. But make sure that you're not just making everything about you and that is a situation where it's all about us. And if you're pregnant, please understand that your husband does have feelings, does have emotions, and that the way you treat him in this time too will also affect your marriage going forward. So if you're pregnant, I know you must be going through a lot, but even in the midst of a lot, you are still a spirit-led woman. You can still be a spirit-led woman, and do things God's way, right? So I'm praying for you that you're strengthened and your home is strengthened through this time. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Have a lovely day.